Delver, Infect, Game 3. This is Overturf's second top 8 on the SCG Tour. For Alex, it is his third top 8, for those of you keeping track of numbers at home. Now, one thing that you did bring up is that Mirror Crusader is pretty bad news for Ryan, and Tasker is one way to get around that.
Well, although there's still the play pattern of block with Tasker. All right, I can use some pump spells. First strike and Infect shrinks it down, rinse, repeat. It's not the easiest thing for green-black Infect to punch through, but assuming Overturf is clocking in some other way, it's got other action going on, at least it's a manageable race.
It appears as though Ryan does have one Infect at this stage, so not a ton of Infect just yet. His hand, it's got Spell Pierce, Pillar of Flame, Kolaghan's Command, all that stuff, but Phyrexian Crusader is difficult for him to beat. So, Noble Hierarch the draw here for Alex. That could be a nice one in this situation. Abrupt Decay, Plague Stinger. We don't see that one a ton in Modern. And then a Verdant Catacombs.
It's like your own version of Blighted Agent.
Yeah, a little different.
Way worse.
A little different.
But you do get Phyrexian Crusader when you move into black.
Yep.
That's a pretty big payoff here.
You also, depending on how you build your deck too, you also get cards like Spoils of the Vault and some other kind of unique stuff.
Yeah. It's not, we see a lot more green-blue. My preference is the green-blue build, but black definitely brings some unique characteristics to the table that have some merit.
There is Noble Hierarch. A land here in Verdant Catacombs, which is land number 5 there for Alex, who's kind of slowly but surely making a name for himself in the SCG Tour. It's been fun to watch him play recently. Member of Team Next Ridge Gaming. Here come the beatdowns. This will be for 3 because of the Exalted trigger.
I don't know if Alex was perhaps contemplating using Abrupt Decay ahead of schedule there just to prevent a chump block, but it looks like Overturf's just taking the hit.
Looks like there's an Urborg out there. Check the old deck list. Yeah, there's one Urborg in the deck list. That's why he's able to tap that Verdant Catacombs for mana without sacrificing it. Makes some sense there. Back over to Overturf we're going to go. A Terminate, Pillar of Flame. Ryan must have an idea of what his hand is there as he kind of checks some notes.
A lot of great cards for the matchup, but not great cards against Phyrexian Crusader.
Yeah, that's kind of the problem right now. He also just doesn't have a ton of mana to work with either. Curious about how he wants to move forward with this turn. Keep in mind the polluted delta, he can search for a red source with that.
There's all sorts of squeezes going on here. You kind of want to get the Noble Hierarch off the battlefield because as long as Phyrexian Crusader is a 3/3 in combat, Tasker can't really do anything. But you also just need to answer all the various evasive Infect creatures as well.
Here's Terminate. Going after the Plague Stinger. All right. Leaving up Spell Pierce. Is he attacking them both, maybe? This will be interesting. He's got some sort of plan here.
Well, the question is just, what are you doing with Tasker? I think Snapcaster Mage is very likely to attack because it's such a poor blocker in this spot.
All right, here comes Tasker. Maybe activate Inkmoth Nexus and block?
I feel like Alex's resources are for starters, all of his threat creatures in play seem very valuable. You're trying to win this attrition game.
Okay.
Second, you have an Abrupt Decay in hand, and it's not like there's a whole lot to do with an Abrupt Decay on this battlefield other than kill the Snapcaster Mage.
Okay.
This seems too early to block to me.
Alex checking his sideboard there just to make sure he knows what's in his deck. trying to make as informed decision as possible. One thing you actually saw, that's actually kind of helpful for us and you guys at home, might have all Croja and Becomements in the board. So it doesn't appear as though he has a lot of, I would say, kind of out of nowhere explosive kills involving pump spells. You wonder if Ryan knows about that or not. They are in game 3 after all. And it looks like he's going to take the damage from the Tasigur. So let's head back over to Alex. Picked up a Vines of the Vastwood.
Vines is a great draw here.
It might be a lethal one, maybe? Fire up Inkmoth. There's a trigger. There's Vines of the Vastwood. Beats a Spell Pierce. That's exactly enough. Here is Spell Pierce. He'll pay it, and that is going to do it. Alex Zurawski is going to win this match over Ryan Overturf. 2-1. Green-Black, in fact, will take care of Grixis control. And I think it was kind of the combination of Phyrexian Crusader there and Inkmoth Nexus getting the job done.
Yeah, it was a really problematic card for Overturf, obviously, in that set of game. You can see his hand at the end, Kolaghan's Command, Pillar of Flame. Just no answer to Phyrexian Crusader. And it looks like Zurawski managed the damage race and how he wanted to time his spells there very well as well.
Well, that puts a close on the quarter.